Well, I'm excited to play you this new song that I just finished yesterday. Songs come in all different ways, in all different shapes and sizes. And, I don't know what my tally is of songs. 500 songs I've written in my life, maybe. And I'm not a prude, but I've never written a song about sex before. I mean, that's such a blunt way of putting it. This is a song about lovemaking, and so I'm happy to have it finally. I thought I'd play it up front here instead of saving it, because I'm just learning how to play it. It was some months in the making to get this to come in the proper form. I think it's about the third song I've written with this title, but this is the real one. Okay, so it's called After the Sun Goes Down, and it goes like this. As the shadows fall out and the lights grow long, at the end of a long, hard day, and we're finally alone, after the sun goes down, it's the time for love. There's a soft and gentle breeze as we sit hand in hand, yeah. And the moment arrives, yeah, that we both understand. After the sun goes down, that's the time for love, yeah. The twilight calls and the street lights will go on. We play some B.B. King, yeah, and we turn off the phone, yeah. Any time can be right for love, this we all know. But there's something that stirs our hearts in the warm light of moon glow. After the sun goes down, after there's no one around, that's the time for love, yeah. after the sun goes down is the time for love. I have not gotten my beautiful Martin Tipple out in a long time. I've gotten some great gifts in my life, and this is certainly one of them. I was in Giant Food Market in New Hope, Pennsylvania one late night, and I saw a bill on the floor, and I looked up and down the aisle, and there was nobody there. So I put my foot on it. Yes, I did. And instantly claiming it. I mean, what do? I found a $20 bill when I was a kid in a store, and I almost went like this. Did anybody lose this? And I thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? You can't do that. Sadly, everybody's going to say they lost it. Let's say after the sun goes down progression on the Tipple. This, as I've said before, this is a gift from the Carson family, and it's a memorial to Jeannie Carson, who played it for years. This was built in 1955. It's one of the 17 that they made in the year 1955 at the Martin factory, and it is made out of mahogany. This is a T18. It's the exact same model that Joni Mitchell played. It's a crazy coincidence. It's one of the greatest gifts I've ever received. Another gift was in Giant Food Market. I put my foot down. We were in pretty desperate need of money on that particular evening in my little family of three. And I thought to myself, when you got your foot on the bill, it's the definition of hope, because it could be anything. It could be $1 that somebody dropped. It could be a 20 like I found when I was a kid. And I thought, I wonder what it is. We certainly need money. And I went down to pick it up, and it was a 50. Somebody dropped a $50 bill. And as bad as I felt for them, I looked around the aisles. It was late at night. There was no one there but me. So this was just like a gift from the blue. From God, you may say, if you believe. But I'm going to talk about some movie-oriented things tonight, and I'll alert you if there's a spoiler coming up. My favorite kind of film, categorically, although I like everything, but I love indie films, small indie films, bigger indie films, ones that are outside of the Hollywood system. A thought just came and went in my head. I know. The novelist John Fowles, who wrote The French Lieutenant's Woman, and more importantly, from my point of view, he wrote one of the greatest pieces on creativity ever. It was an article originally for the Atlantic magazine, and he eventually compiled it in a book. And the article is called Notes on an Unfinished Novel. I have made and given away probably 10 to 15 copies of that in the days when you couldn't get things online, when you just printed them up and went to Staples and printed it up and stapled it together. And it's an amazing, inspiring piece of work, and it's about how he wrote The French Lieutenant's Woman. Now, he was a post-World War II baby, and he said that growing up in England, there was nothing to do, and he said he went to the movies an average of, or maybe not an average, but a minimum of twice a week. So he said that is going to affect your art and your writing. So, he says you start to think in terms of long shots and not like the betting long shot, a long shot. He said he saw The French Lieutenant's Woman as an isolated, lonely figure out at the end of a long dock in his town of where he lived on the southern coast of England. I forget the name of the town right off the bat. But yes, I've written songs, maybe I'll do one in a minute, that were inspired by movies and scenes from movies. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. So I don't think every one of your songs has to necessarily come from real life. In this case, my song did come from real life. It just came from somebody else's real life, because this is a song that I wrote from the point of view of the late Patsy Cline's husband, who was a man named Charlie Dick. And he was in the movie. He was played by that great actor. Oh, darn. Okay. I'm testing my memory too much tonight. But I want to tell you that Ry Cooder is the one who legitimized playing slide on instruments like this. He didn't legitimize playing slide. He legitimized playing slide on a mandolin, for example, or a mandola, or the tipple. And this one movie that I saw this past week was 2.5 hours long. And I usually don't invest that much time in a movie. Sometimes I watch it while I'm writing. And I've heard about it for years. You've heard about it. And I am going to be setting up a spoiler here. So if you want to see the movie, you should tune out. But it stars Harry Dean Stanton and Nastassja Kinski as the wife who left him and their toddler son. And he goes to track her down. And it's 2.5 hours. It was directed and written by Wim Wenders, whose pronunciation is actually Wim Wenders, if you want to be accurate to the German pronunciation. A German trying to get into the American psyche, and this is all out in Texas, Paris, Texas, it's called. And Ry Cooder's Slide soundtrack was all the rage for a couple of years. I think it got nominated for a Grammy. And I love Ry Cooder, but Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds is a book from the 1800s that I adhere to. When I heard this soundtrack, there's not much to it to recommend it. It just sounds like slidey noodling to me. He recorded it on a Martin 0018, which sounds nice. It sounds great, but there's no theme that emerges that you're like, wow, that was really great. It's just kind of bluesy noodling. But at the end, in a key scene, at the end, he does his approximation, which is nearly impossible, of Blind Willie Johnson's Dark Was the Night, Cold Was the Ground, maybe the greatest slide guitar tune ever written. And he kind of pulls it off all right. But here's the main thing that I wanted to say about the film itself. It's got the worst ending in history of any film I've seen, of the hundreds, the countless films. I didn't see 2 a week growing up the way John Fowles did. But, in my generation, and maybe yours too, we certainly are a movie-watching society. And now Netflix, to me, is like the new radio station of the times. It's like 77 WABC. You talk to your friends about what you saw on it, and they make their own movies. They've got their in-house production. I just watched the Sally Field film about her as an old lady who's a custodian in an aquarium, and she befriends an octopus. And it sounds weird, but it was really a beautiful movie. It's called Really Brilliant People or something like that. The movie Paris, Texas is 2 hours and 15 minutes of really original and no Hollywood cliches in it, where you don't go, wow, he wouldn't have done that, or wow, he wouldn't have said that. It's really original, and it gets to the end, and it's just horrible, the ending. And it negates everything that came before it. And not to spoil it, so I won't even tell you, because I don't have the energy to go in and tell you the ending. Well, now I'm going to contradict myself. Harry Dean Stanton just reunites his wife with the son, who's now about 10 or 11, and leaves them in a hotel room and drives away smiling like, wow, what a great thing I did. I reunited them. And he's the father and the husband. And, you know, I've even looked up a video where Wim Wenders said, oh, my author, my screenwriter, Sam Shepard, left before he wrote the ending. So I wrote the ending myself. And there's all these people in the comments raving about it. It's like the best movie of my life. I love it. And it's just the objectionable to the max that this guy is proud of himself that he reunited them, and then he leaves them to go out and become a hobo again. Just awful, awful. Now, here's a flip side thing for you tonight. I had heard of this Vincent Gallo movie that was made in the 90s. Vincent Gallo is a very controversial indie movie writer and director and actor. And he apparently, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago made a movie that was like XX rated or something. And so everybody was all up in arms about that. But he did this movie in the 90s that's called Buffalo 66, about a guy just getting out of prison, and the description of the plot's not going to really do it justice. He kidnaps a young lady, but she ends up falling for him, kind of. He wants to just bring somebody home. He doesn't want to abuse anybody or kill them. He just wants to bring home a girl to introduce to his parents as his wife. And that, I won't tell the ending to you, but the ending is beautiful, and the character goes through a transformation, which is what you're supposed to do in good fiction. You're supposed to go through a transformation and come to a win, lose, or draw. And he is transformed from a complete screwball, hate-filled person to seeing a glimmer of love in life. I recommend it highly. It's really crudely shot, and it's got some really bad effects in it, bad special effects, and those, of course, never matter. Just the way recording quality doesn't really matter that often. David Spinoza told me once when I was doing my first big budget album, he said everything we do here is going to be out of date in about a year anyway, technologically speaking, so that's not the thing to concentrate on. This is a song I wrote where I saw a scene in the movie Sweet Dreams that was the story of Patsy Cline and her tragic ending. And this was a scene where her husband dances with her photograph. I've been dancing alone with you every night since the day you've been gone. I've been up many times till dawn. with your photograph in the air on a warm night in June. And I'm out here with the radio on under the moon. Under the moon, yeah. You're so far away in a dream, though I feel as if you were near. I keep pretending that you're really here. Waltzing with your photograph, and I look like a fool, I know. And my arms aren't really holding you, but I can't let go. I can't let go, no. Once we danced on the roof to the beat of a warm summer rain. For as long as you're gone, that's how long I'll remain. Waltzing with your photograph, and I look like a fool, I know. And my arms aren't really holding you, but I can't let go. I can't let go, no. The 10-stringed Martin Tipple, which has been actually redone for me by a great guitar maker in Easton, Pennsylvania, Frank Finocchio, who converted it. He converted it to a different system of strings. It's a long story, but the Hawaiian version of a tipple has two bass strings right in the middle of it, and it's really hard to use. You don't get much action out of it, to say the least. Okay, I got to tune this guitar up. You haven't seen this guitar in a while. It's been dormant in the case. It's one of my only guitars that I don't have a name for. The white Les Paul that you saw earlier was Traveler. I don't have a name for the Tipple. My Martin is Diana. It's my Norman Blake. That's what you normally see me play acoustic on. And dare I try this song that was a very unusual song in my songwriting history. And it's easy to screw it up. I'm going to try it. This is the guitar, essentially, that I wrote the song on. And it was after my album, my third album came out in 1989. This is ancient history to some of you. And to my age group, it seems like yesterday. But I had pinned a lot of high hopes on this record, My Home Isn't in This World, that was under the project name of the Stingers. it got a lot of airplay. It got on 200 plus radio stations, and then it didn't sell. And I remember one day getting this huge box on my doorstep, and I opened it up, and it was all my albums, cassettes, and CDs returned to me from a distributor who didn't want them anymore. I had a reaction against that, friends. After having had a major label deal and been writing for decades and put my heart and soul into this record. Doc Zaleski remembers it, I hope, because he turned me on to the guy who recorded part of it, a man named Al Thurrer, who did a great job recording it. And also Danny Caruso recorded a lot of it. And I remember Bonnie Raitt calling me up in the kitchen of my family's farmhouse. And please don't take this the wrong way when I tell you this. It was a scar that I bear. It's not something I'm bragging about. It was the exact opposite of that. Bonnie Raitt said to me that day after hearing that album, My Home Isn't in This World, she said, "You're going to be a star." And that hurt me rather than helped me. I went on for another 5 years because of that, when I should have been maybe redirecting my energies elsewhere. But I just say it because it reflects that the album had quality to it. And somebody as astute as she is about material heard it and thought that it was a star-making vehicle, that album, which it completely was not. So I had a reaction against it, and I didn't write a song for an entire year. And that to me is an eternity. I have written songs my entire life since I was about 13. And I didn't do it in a snit or a tantrum. I was just like, I just didn't have the energy anymore to put into it. And then at the farm, I remember it was a hot summer day, wasn't it? And I came in and I sat down and I wrote this song that I'm about to play you. And at that moment, after I wrote that song, this next song, and it became a cornerstone of the next record that I was going to make, called I Love to Tell the Story. And I thought to myself, if I was alone on a desert island, I would still write songs. That's the realization I came to about myself. So now, let me hope that I don't screw it up. It's got one little tricky part, and it goes like this. It's called Maybe I Was Born to Be a Witness. I saw the lights, I watched them board the airplane. I couldn't move, I couldn't intervene, yeah. Maybe I was born to be a witness, and tell the world about the things I've seen, yeah. Maybe I was born to take the stand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And hidden on the ground, yeah, as I watch them fly away, I wondered how the story would get out. Maybe in the end I'll be a soldier, yeah. And on the field of battle nobly die, yeah, yeah. Maybe I was born to be a witness, yeah. Maybe I was born to testify, yeah, yeah. Maybe I was born to testify, yeah. That's not how that last verse goes. And all I can do is, I'm not going to search around for it now on your time. I will find it on my time and do it for you again, maybe next week, to get it right. But it wasn't terrible. I'm hoping you're saying to yourself. A gig coming up, a big gig, and an exciting gig for me. I wanted to tell you about it, and it's going to be Sunday afternoon, May 31st. That's a week from this coming Sunday. And it's going to be at the Stangl Stage in Flemington at 4 p.m. in the afternoon on a Sunday afternoon. We're going to try that out. And we also we already have a bunch of reservations. I think a bunch of tickets sold. So call the Stangl Stage. Look it up online. I don't have the number, It's easy nowadays. Stangl, Stangl. No E on the end. And I'd love to see you. We'd love to see you. And who are we? We are called Three of Us. It's a play on words on the Beatles song Two of Us. And the song Two of Us, of course, is an acoustic song. And this is going to be an acoustic afternoon of all Beatles songs with Alan LaBeouf, his beautiful daughter Elizabeth, who just graduated with a degree in music from Ramapo College with honors. And all of that aside, she's just one of the greatest bandmates to have. She adds something so beautiful. So we're doing 3-part harmonies on these Beatles songs. We're not treating them like museum pieces or sacred. And I hope that the Beatles would approve. And the music is still everywhere. So we're going to do some obscurities and some classics, but we might be leaning more towards songs that you really haven't heard people do live. And including, I'm going to try to get Elizabeth to sing the follow-up single to Those Were the Days, which is a great, great Paul McCartney song called Goodbye. And it was even a hit in some countries but it wasn't like a monster hit, so it was largely forgotten as time has gone by. Thanks to all of you who support the show. Marty, Bob Zaleski, Michael Cohn, Melinda, who last week I embarrassingly called Melissa, but I feel that as if she and Lloyd are good friends now up there in Massachusetts. And Brother Mark, who faithfully kicks in some money every week, a little bit, to encourage me and keep me going. Sometimes people make a one-time only gift, and a very great guy from Flemington, Ed Graney, did that for me and made my month once a couple of years ago. Emotion is my banner that I fly now. Not necessarily artistic achievement. I was talking about how blues songs and other great emotional songs like Bell Bottom Blues, which is not strictly a blues, of course, but what is it? It transcends art. It's a cry from the heart and soul of a hurting person. And you don't then turn around and judge that in some stupid list or something like the New York Times made. Even Rolling Stone magazine had an incredibly dumb list recently, and they should know better. And you don't go, well, this is one of the top 10 rock ballads of all time or something. It transcends art. I heard a song on R&B radio one time driving around, and I was just pushing buttons. I don't listen to the R&B stations, modern R&B now, not the old classic stuff which everybody loves, but this was like modern recordings by modern artists. Some of it's more like hip hop, some of it's rap, and some of it is great, a small percentage. But I heard this song called In My Mind that just jumped out of the speakers at me. It's like a mini opera almost, and it was by a woman named Heather Headley, and it was the last R&B album she made in 2018. That's now a good number of years ago. In 2018 she made a Broadway album, so she did not continue on in the R&B vein. But you got to hear this song In My Mind, which speaks of meeting an old lover on the street and then saying to yourself in an interior monologue, in my mind, I've always been his lady. In my mind, I've always been his girl. And then the story kind of unfolds there. And I mean, I'm moved to tears almost every time I hear the song. I've been listening to it again recently. And emotion, it's an emotion that it conveys. I hope that this song does that for you. I'm about to maybe wrap things up tonight, maybe a little on the early side. I don't know. I'm not keeping track of the time. I'm going to tune this baby up. If you have any ideas of what this should be named, this guitar has an incredible story to it. This is actually the second Santa Cruz SJ that I've owned. Come on, it's... The first SJ that I had was exactly like this, and it was the best guitar I ever owned, and I recorded with it on my Christmas album and on other records. I wrote an entire record on it. And once we came to maybe one of the first Christmases we had where Eli would really recognize that he was getting presents, and we did not have enough money to get through that Christmas. And I walked past my guitar. Remember, not any guitar. This was the best guitar I've ever owned. I thought it was my lifetime achievement guitar that I was going to use for the rest of my life. And I looked at it, and I looked to heaven and said, "You want me to sell that guitar, don't you?" You know, it was like the gift of the Magi. Are you willing to part with the thing that you love the most in this world? And unfortunately, the answer that I got was yes. And so I sold it, and we bought Christmas presents with the money. And then a couple of years later, this guitar came into my life. And you want to hear, the punchline to all this. This is better than the first one that I owned. This one's better. So, make of that what you will. I'm just reporting the news here, friends, on the old Here and Gone extravaganza. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Do me a personal favor. This Monday, which is Memorial Day, don't thank all the veterans like I see so many people doing cluelessly now on Facebook and elsewhere. Thanks to my uncle who was a veteran of the Korean War and da-da-da. Yeah, we love all of them, and we have a day for that. It's called Veterans Day. Memorial Day is a different day altogether. It's a sacred holiday to observe the ultimate sacrifice of the men and women who died defending our country. It's a different holiday altogether, and usually what we do is have a barbecue to celebrate it. But I'm just saying, people say, "Hey, yeah, thanks to the vets," and I'm like, no, the vets are embarrassed when you say that on Memorial Day, because they were in the trenches side by side with people who did not come home, and they're like, "Don't thank me today. That's not the day for it." Have mercy on me, baby. I'm drowning in a sea of love, yeah. And I need to know, yeah, if you can feel it too. I would lay down my life for you. Lord, have mercy on me. It's a message sent down from above. Love is sacrifice, and I swear it's true when I say I would lay down my life for you. The future could be yours if you just say yes. And if you don't feel the same, I don't know what I'll do. I would lay down my life for you. Thank you. Have a good week.